So Vali, eventually the day of service goes.
I got my instant. I'm good.
Okay, so the day of service goes by. What do you do when you go back to meet the party? Oh, and you collected 5 electrum for your work today.
And a silver coin.
And just so you know, about 3 to 4 electrum is the normal going daily rate for labor. So Varro pays slightly well.
That's good.
You want me to reset your electricity again?
Yep, if you wanna.
Yes.
Yeah. Just the button, right?
Yeah, just the button.
Just the button. Oh, okay. Well, I would head back to. I'm sure we have a predetermined meeting point.
Mm-hmm.
So Vali would head to the meeting point after his day of toiling.
You get there, Freywin's there, Perdage is there, and Perdage has got a bow with arrows, a whole bunch of money, and a oud, which he's currently strumming softly. Hello. And you're skilled enough that you recognize he's quite good.
Oh, you're skilled with the oud?
Well, she's been around Zamora City more than us, so she would recognize a good player when she sees one.
You know a good oud player when you see one.
So, what awaits us?
Well, he's got a. When did they say the banquet thing that they was playing? Was that tonight?
2 days.
2 days? So in 2 days, there's that big banquet going on. Well, in 2 days, he has a banquet planned. He's actually cleared the whole top floor just to have tables to seat up to 100 people on there. They do have quite a few mercenaries on the interior of the house. About 20 to 30, pretty much. At least one almost in each room. So that's something they would have to keep an eye out for.
So there's too many men to fight if it comes to it, basically, Freywin says.
So we're going to have to focus entirely on stealth.
Okay.
And remain unnoticed.
That means no kicking in the doors first, she says to Kale.
Right, lass.
Okay. So where's the wine?
The wine is down in the basement.
Did you see it?
Well, Vali was down there, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
Freywin's just paranoid.
Yeah.
From the way he's been playing, I assume Freywin's a little paranoid.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have eyes on the wine, we have eyes on the food.
Yeah.
She turns to Joti and Zosha. What about the animals? Guarded by a pair of Zamorans, but we can easily subdue them. Clearly they don't like the idea of non-lethal force. We can subdue them and then move the animals. The Aquilonians are more interested right now in maintaining the manor. So yeah, getting livestock is doable. It's not as hard as we thought it was going to be. The main problem is going to be we're going to need someone to either hobble the horses, which you tell them they say hobble the horses, they mean basically make the horses lame.
Mm-hmm.
That irks their Turanian sensibilities. Mm-hmm. They're in love with horses.
Yeah.
We need someone to hobble the horses or drive the horses off too. And we don't have enough men to do that and the livestock at the same time. Josh is like, we could hire a couple extra people. They don't have to know what we're doing.
Might be possible.
One more people you let into this.
Yeah.
We're on a time crunch though.
And we only have, if we do this in 2 days during the banquet. So...
The other option is to take somebody off the performance and have just one of us performing with Iskanara. Have the other 2 Turanians go for the horses.
Shit, Iskandar is enough for 5 people.
Well, so she still needs a musical accompaniment, so her and Perdage would be there probably. And they have Joti and Zosha take care of the livestock, and the other 2 Turanians, Barchu and name I can't remember.
Yeah.
Take on the horses.
Mm-hmm. So that could work, and then...
Let's do that.
Oh. And then Frejwin and Kale... Maybe they could take the warehouse and the food? And then I would have, if I'm working
You
there...
can get the Y because you've actually
yeah,
been seen.
I'll actually... Huh?
You can
yeah.
get the 1 because you've actually been seen on the property. That
Mhm.
minimizes the number of faces they've seen. That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, because Bali would have a good excuse to be going down to the Wagons.
'Cause you work there.
Because you'd be working there.
That sounds like a plan.
And then the only thing, of course, would be the cash box. So, would they have Volley go for the cash box, or would it be better to have...
Who's the best person with lockpicks is the next question.
Well, I don't have a lockpick skill.
What's your agility?
3?
Average agility with no lockpick skill, it's very unlikely you're going to be able to break that lock. But then again, we were advised if we make it look like a failed robbery,
True.
that might help sell it.
True. You know, Volley's kind of interested in getting the money if he can.
Well, of course he's Zamoran. Okay. That sounds like a plan. It sounds doable.
Okay.
Where do we meet up after it's done?
May I try a piece of this pumpkin pie?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go right on ahead, knock yourself out.
Thank you.
I mean, when the animals
Yeah.
scatter, there's going to be men.
Yeah.
There's going to be men all over the countryside trying to get the animals.
So we'd want to probably meet up somewhere not out in the countryside, because that's probably where they're going to be wanting to look. So...
Perdage says we're going to need to probably, since it's going to be night, meet back in the city. So you have to bribe a gate guard to let us in. So just haul for the
Okay.
city as fast as we can.
Yeah,
It's that or hide in someone's farmhouse.
yeah. We can do that. That, or I could just make the gate guard pass out.
If we can get a gate guard, we bribe this once. It gives us in to bribe him again and again and again.
True. Okay, so we make sure we get a gate guard we can bribe.
We need to go find ourselves a gate guard. Okay, so the party travels back to the city. And at this point, it is the early evening.
By
Sorry,
the way,
late
I
afternoon, early evening.
wanted to say something under my breath to
Sure.
Freywin. I say to her, we should take care not to fall too much under the spell of this Perdage's little local yokel wiles.
You know, he's not declared what language she speaks, but if she is a Vanayard, she probably has at least some passing Sumerian. So she says in broken Sumerian to you, you mean you're having a healthy distrust of foreigners? Careful, you're turning into a Zamoran.
Thank you for the compliment.
So you're looking for a gate guard. All right. So you walk back to the city gate, and when you get there, you discover that people are going in, people are going out. Typically, the gates are shut. I didn't really establish a time for R and Jim, but they do mention the gates are shut in one of the stories. So let's say the gates are shut not at sundown, but about an hour after, because we want to give people time to move stuff out of the city at the end of the night. So you get there right before the gates would normally be shut. All right. And as you're arriving, caravans are going in, people are coming out, and one of the guards stops you and says, "Hold, what's your business in the..." Oh. "Hello. Friend," says Perdage.
He already knows a gate guard.
"They never should let you and your kind out of the mines." The guy goes back and there's like, he's a little testy. Perhaps if someone were to apply the Zamoran charm. Go, do your roll.
Okay, so what can I tell about this guard?
Give me an intuition and counseling.
I rolled a 19. It's gonna be straight intuition because I don't have counseling. Got to dramatic.
Oh, so this guard, like all guards, is underpaid, underappreciated. Probably has had to deal with more shit on a daily basis than most people ever see, and never gets any credit for it. Basically,
Exhausted.
he's an exhausted cop, right?
Mm.
And he's probably been there long enough that his delusions of ever going anywhere else have evaporated,
Mm.
right? But he does seem pretty good at his job. For instance, while he's there, him and a squad bust somebody trying to move Haga into the city. He seems pretty much in the up and up. But there are people in his squad who are not. And this guard's going off duty and his night watch is coming on.
Ah, okay.
Right? So amongst his night watch with your heroic, you do spot someone that looks a little shifty, like maybe they've done this before. Right? And they see you looking around. They come over to you.
Okay.
Did you lose something, citizen?
No, I have a new job, you see. And I'm very concerned because my employer likes to work me to the bone.
I'm a guard. I sympathize. How can I help you?
Well, you see, he wants me to stay there even later and later and later in the evening, and I'm growing more and more concerned that my friends and I are not going to be able to make it back to our homes before the
Before the
gates
curfew.
close.
I see. Well, I'm on till dawn. He kind of puts his hand down. If you'll come and ask for me, and he gives you the name of Ravi. If you come down and ask for Ravi, I'll be happy to open the door for you. His
Ravi.
fingers kind of wiggle.
Yeah, I'll pass on. Exactly how much is, like, considered the okay amount? Like a silver, electrum, what?
You don't know.
I don't know.
This is a bribe. You don't know what his price is. This is where you haggle.
Oh.
The great Zamoran game.
Okay.
So keep in mind what I said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
About 3 electrum per day is a living wage.
So 4 electrum.
Well, 3 electrum would be like, here, bam, here's your daily wages, let me in. That'd be like, fuck!
Oh, okay. So 3 electrum then. He'll kind of casually.
I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I was thinking silver. I need to have my price list memorized. Typically a bribe for him would be probably somewhere between the range of 5 to 10 electrum.
5 to 10.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I'll just hand him 5, like
5 you earned earlier today.
Yeah, that I earned.
He takes it, he kind of slips it in his on and goes, yeah, I'll be sure to keep a lookout for you and your friends.
Much thanks.
And for more consideration, I'll be sure not to remember their faces.
Ooh.
I only have a silver coin on me.
Iskandar slips you another silver coin.
Oh, okay. So, hand him that.
All right, friend. And I would write down that you have a contact now at the Eastern Gate.
Eastern
Eastern Gate Night Watch, Ravi.
Gate
Now, see, here's the thing about bribing people.
Watch.
Once you bribe them once,
Mm-hmm.
you actually have blackmail on them
True.
because they accepted a bribe.
Mm-hmm.
Which means the next time you want something,
Mm-hmm.
You have a little more haggle room? Or?
yeah,
Okie dokie.
because you can always turn them in and say, hey, they accepted this bribe on this date and they did this.
So how do you do that? How do you get that message across to them? I've got you, you know.
Well, he's accepting
Without threatening.
he's accepting the bribes. He's like, go ahead and be complicit in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you see someone like that in the future, but you make a gesture for amount less than last time, are you indirectly suggesting to them, I've got something on here, or you keep it at what you did the first time?
You're typically going to keep it at what you did the first
Okay.
time because he also is in a position of, since he's a guard and has authority,
Yeah.
he could trump up a charge. Hey, I saw this person come through
Right.
with contraband. We didn't have time to bust him at that point. We can
Yeah.
bust them now.
Yeah.
Okay, remember, you don't have due process in this world.
Right.
There's no due process. Human rights is a suggestion that some Aquilonian scholars talk about in the Stoa, but nobody believes in it.
So generally, there's a tacit agreement between the two parties.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The amount that you initially settled on was
I've got something on you. You've got
Okay.
something on me.
Correct.
Pretty much.
got it. Makes
All right.
sense.
So, you got your way in, you got your way out. Now, time to break in and do our thing.
I guess.
Stealth and agility. You have to go back out there and hide.
Are we doing that tonight?
Yes.
The decision made to do it tonight.
Oh, okay.
Because of the hunters. Well, the hunters.
Yeah, they informed me that they think there's somebody else working the score.
Ouch. Whew. 24.
Stealth, right? Where's my stealth? I know I have stealth. Where is it? Would this count as being deceptive?
No.
No? Okay. Just asking. Success.
Ooh. Ooh, I got an epic.
Damn.
Dang.
Too bad it was on this roll. Why couldn't it be in a fight?
I know. Epically bash somebody's head in.
I epically snuck onto the...
Drop of a hat. Bitch. Okay.
Better than nothing, I guess.
So you make your stealthful approach in the darkness as you all are getting ready to go in. You had a heroic. Well, you had an epic. She had a heroic.
Yeah, she had a heroic.
Okay. Pardon me.
Oh, you're fine.
So Perdage and Iskanara, after you guys are set, take off from you two. They go first. They can start distracting the guards by entertaining at the gate. Right? While they're doing that, the two groups of Turanians part about 15 minutes later, so that Iskanara and Perdage have time to distract the guards. Make a performance roll for her and for him. Holy crap.
Uh-oh. Epic?
Rolled a natural epic for Iskanara.
Well, getting in is looking good. She rolled
Okay.
an epic. Iskanara
So-
rolled an epic.
Iskanara and Perdage are at the gate out here. And she's performing. He talks their way in, and they end up performing out in the courtyard area. And there's like guards now all around her, as well as other people in the complex, or anything out in the courtyard. And it would be out in the courtyard rather than in the manor because, yeah, there's more room out in the courtyard for her to dance for everybody. So she's been dancing for quite a while. So you imagine you probably got, with her typical set, you probably got about a half hour.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot of time to do damage.
That may sound like a lot of time, but it actually goes a lot quicker than you think.
Oh, I'm sure.
And 30 minutes of dancing like that, solid, is actually pretty exhausting. So at the end of that, she's going to be fatigued at least one level. I'll make a roll to see how fatigued she'll be. And I'm comparing that to people I know who are dancers, both the normal and exotic kind, and what they say it's like to dance for that long. One of my former girlfriends was a professional dancer, like a Las Vegas showgirl dancer. And she's like, at the end of the night, you're beat, and that's with rest. All right? If you're dancing straight and not stopping, most dancers will go for about 10, 15 minutes and have to have a break. So half hour of dancing straight, she's got to be... It's extremely demanding, right? This is why you don't really see a lot of heavy dancers. Right? You're burning a lot of calories, a lot more than you think. So she's got them distracted, and she has a epic success on that, so they will be firmly distracted. You don't have to worry about people in the courtyard overhearing you, unless you just do something really, really blatant, like jump out of windows screaming, "I'm robbing the place!" Which I would recommend not doing.
Dang, that was the first thing Volley was gonna do.
No. The two Turanian pairs do their thing, and that leaves you to go do the inside, and then you and Freywin to go for the food.
Yeah.
Let us start with Volley going for the wine. So, first thing I need is God damn it.
Is it that you're even tired? Or...
My sleep schedule's been really off this week from things that have been happening at work.
Okay.
So my body's all very confused. All right, so first thing I need from you is I need kind of an acting/impersonation roll to get in there. That's espionage. Hold on. It is the espionage skill. And it's you performing, so it's your charisma. So charisma, espionage, and yes, it is deceptive. I don't know why that feat gets you so happy.
That's an 8. Okay, I thought it was a 3 for a minute, but that's actually an 8 because that's one down on me. Okay, so espionage and charisma?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my espionage?
Excuse me.
Okay,
Jesus.
7 and 8.
Now, I didn't put any other modifiers on that because you still have staff in the house doing their job who aren't distracted. And so it's kind of at this point just like a standard environment.
Success.
Success.
Mhm.
So you look like you belong. No one really bothers to question you. You get down to the wine cellar, and there's no guard there because why would there be? It's a friggin' cellar. It's not going anywhere, right?
Which is weird because you also think that there'd be. I don't know if rare vintages go for a lot of money in the Highborn.
They do, but the theory is that in order to get in, you have to go through the house because it's underneath the house, which is already guarded. So there probably wouldn't be a guard in the cellar.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a guard in the kitchen, why would you need a guard in the cellar? Because
Exactly.
you'd be able to see who's going in and out of the
So
cellar.
you get down there and you get perception and awareness.
So you might really trust his staff. Which is what's getting him in trouble right here in the first place.
Oh, that was not good. Yeah, no. I'm oblivious.
All right, so you get down there and you start your casting.
I wasn't gonna cast.
How are you spoiling it with the alchemical agent?
Yeah, I figured the
Okay.
alchemical, I'd do that first.
So you pull out the alchemical agent, get ready to pour it, and suddenly there's cold metal pressed against your throat. A Yangatang sword is against your throat.
A what?
Yangatang, the forward curve thing that you love so much.
Oh.
And you're looking into the eyes of a Hykranian woman. You can tell this because of her very distinctive Hykranian features, as Matt was doing so rudely the last thing. Hykranians having a Mongoloid appearance, she's got that eye-fold thing.
Okay.
Right? She is wearing a mask. Over her back there's a bow, and her long black hair is up in a ponytail. And with her there are two other men. And she's got the sword up to your throat, and she's like, "What are you?" And her Zamorin is flawless.
Oh. Okay. Just a hapless servant.
Trying to ruin the wine.
I was gonna have a midnight drink actually with that.
She hands it back to you. I don't suppose you'd be kind enough to tell me who hired you to sour the wine.
Are you saying that somebody hired you?
Roll charisma and speech. You're basically trying to charm this person.
That wouldn't be considered deceptive, though, wouldn't it?
No. Here's the great irony. I had the fight planned in the cellar. The two fighters are off the food.
Poor Molly! Oh, God. Oh, thank
Nice.
God. Thank God that was not a 1 or a low score. Okay, so...
That was a nice roll.
Heroic.
You're going to hate what I'm going to say next?
What, she rolled higher?
It's not enough! Alright, so what do you tell her?
I don't know. Well, obviously somebody hired her to spoil the wine. So, I mean, Baal Hatar had been kind of looking around, so it might be possible he hired more than one person to go for it.
These are all good thoughts, but what do you do? What does Valley do?
Tell the
Fucking
guys
fine,
in
though.
the guys out in the front were too obvious. The hunters.
Your hunters were far too obvious outside.
You see her scowl. She looks over one of her men. And little do you know, but actually, since you never met them, it is one of the hunters. And he's like sheepishly looking down. She's like, what gave them away?
They're very obviously city boys.
She looks back at them. They both are like looking down at the ground, almost ashamed.
Nice ooch, by the way.
Yeah.
She takes the Yangatang away from your throat. Well, obviously, we've both been paid to do a job. I'm going to be very generous and let you leave with your life.
That's incredibly generous of you.
It is. Go now.
So I guess I will head up the stairs, and then I will casually tell one of the guards, "There's 3 people downstairs."
Oh!
Oh,
And I think they're trying to spoil the wine.
Write down enemy
That's awesome. Oh God.
I might have fucked myself over though in the future.
Enemy major,
Oh shit.
Kokuna. K-O,
K-O.
K-O-N-U.
And-
Sorry, K-O-K-U-N-U. Kokuna. N-A. Sorry, I can't spell today. K-O-K-U-N-A.
K-O-K.
U-N-A. Coconut the Hyrcanian. Hyrcanian, sorry. Do you remember the character?
Coconut.
No.
The archer from Matter of Delicacy? Sorry, Matter of Price?
Oh, the one in the.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So she, I did not foresee that coming. So you go upstairs and you stop a guard, an Aquilonian, who turns to you and goes, yes.
There's some people down in the basement. They're not servants.
Shing! Draws his gladius. Are you sure?
Yes! They just threatened my wife.
Pulls out his whistle. Woot, woot. Pause. Stealth roll to get to the warehouse without being detected. The term for this is, it's gone tits up.
Heroic.
All right, heroic,
Oh wait. What is that under? Agility?
agility, and stealth.
I mean, it seemed like the most logical
Heroic,
thing to me.
Heroic, okay. Oh, so you and Freywin are prowling over. You get through the shadows, over the wall easily. No one sees you. You're in the warehouse. You get there, and how are we planning to spoil the food in the warehouse? Alchemical
Yeah,
agent as
like-
well?
An alchemical agent.
So she hands you the powder, and she says to you, don't breathe any of this shit. And it's actually measured out in small little bags. And she says to you, 1 bag per about 50 pounds of food. Okay? Agility and... Interesting question. What skill would be appropriate for this? I'm guessing probably athletics because of the general moving of your body.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes. Agility?
Mm-hmm.
7.
So y'all are sitting there and you're powdering the food to make it spoil.
Heroic.
And this stuff is so strong that when you put it on the wheat automatically starts to like turn black. It's like, okay.
Do I know what this stuff is?
No.
Okay.
All you've been told is it's not sorcery. It may look like sorcery, but it's not sorcery. It's science.
Chemistry.
That's much safer until it blows things up. Right. So you're out there, you're saying, all of a sudden you start hearing whistles. And Freywin looks up at the whistles, looks at you, and just says, what did Volley do now? It's got to be him. They're too busy watching her dance. What the fuck did he do? Do we go rescue him or do we just run for it?
Finish up here.
You're going?
I'll go.
Remember, non-lethal force.
Alright.
She continues to poison the place. Okay.
Did I just like really screw things up by going with
You
that?
severely sidetracked my plot, yes.
Okay.
But actually, the sidetrack came when you all decided to split up. And you notice I didn't stop the party. So you see, I don't mandate things. Can you clear the table for me?
So did I sidetrack it in a bad way?
I'm having to improvise off the top of my head, so I would say that's bad, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I had this like fight planned in the cellar. So here's my idea. There's going to be a fight planned in the cellar between the party and the other thieves that nobody can make any noise in.
Oh.
Because there's people above you. So there'd be this whole comedic thing. The idea was to have a comedic scene of these thieves having this fight in the cellar without being able to make any noise.
Oh boy.
Which, yeah, you just kind of completely sidetracked.
By getting the other thieves basically caught. I don't think it would violate our terms with Baal Hatar because we're not the ones getting caught.
That's true.
He didn't say anything about anybody else.
Well, the whole idea was to have it just kind of happen naturally. The fact that now there's been an incident and someone's known about, it may void the contract.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Could I backtrack?
No, I made it quite clear what the contract was several times.
I don't remember.
That's not my fault. I'm sorry. Don't give me your hug and doe eyes. That's not going to work on me. I'm immune.
I think Volley would have remembered that. Player did not remember.
Ruth
that.
didn't remember the
No,
follow.
because I haven't actually listened to past episodes or anything like that. I don't have time.
I don't mean to, I don't mean
fault or
to,
Ruth's fault?
I don't mean to seem
Or
like
Ruth's fault.
I don't mean to seem like a bitch, but you were, however, at the session where we agreed to the contract, and the contract was stated out several times what we were doing, and I repeated it in this session when we started this session. Non-lethal force, don't be detected. But we'll work it out. This is what role-playing is. It gets some wiggle room. I can see why Volley would do it, because she had a sword to your throat.
You were thinking on your feet.
Yeah, and I was thinking on my feet, and I was thinking, okay, we already have them. They're spoiling wine. We don't know who they're working for.
Right, and if they happen to get caught, then it gets done and Bail Qatar doesn't get blamed, which we might be able to swing him into believing is, still just good for him. But we do have to roleplay through that now. Okay, so when it goes down, the guard says to you, stay here.
Of course.
Now, if you leave and it gets noted that you left, we have an issue because they'll know you left.
Volley's not going to leave then.
All right. So I need a stealth roll from you to get into the place.
And Volley would make a note to take the alchemical agent that he has on him and stash it somewhere so they don't...
Find it on your person.
Find it.
Excellent. I agree with that. You get a chip from the hat.
So that way he doesn't have to worry about... Because if Kakuna, or wherever her name is, says, well, he was down there too with something, then he's like, I don't have anything on me.
Heroic.
Okay. So let's detail this out this way. Eventually I'll have maps pre-planned. I won't have to use the grease board as much, but this was a bad week. Okay, so in the facility, we've got Volley, Kale coming in. We'll put Kale on the map this way until he's present. When he calls for a guard, another guard shows up, and basically doing is to try to catch people. One guard staying by the door. That's why you can't leave. So that guard's observing the door, and if they come through the door, he's there to catch them, right? Okay.
No, don't
Coconuts
stab
in
the
there, and we know at least two of her other men are in there.
No, don't stab the guard.
All right. You hear the guard go in. Stop! Thieves! Oh, shit. And they're busy doing their stuff, so they can't leave either. So for a while, it's just him and Coconut and a bit of swordplay. When he comes in, the first thing she does is she leans out from behind a corner, and you see her fire an arrow into him. And the arrow hits him with expert skill right in the eye.
Ow.
Ouch.
But it's not a killing arrow. The arrow is tipped with some weird muffled alchemical thing that when it hits him, it bursts. And for a round, he sits there scratching his eye and sneezing as the powder gets all in his face and
They're
stuff.
using non-lethal force.
At least she is on this first strike. And she then, after that round, puts her bow away and runs up to him. On the start of the second round, the two of them are fighting. He's having to fight her somewhat blinded and coughing and sneezing. What do you do during the second round while she's doing that to him?
Well, I got the guard looking at me, right?
You do.
You're just...
So, yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do.
All right, give me, since you have to get rid of that item on you without the guard seeing you, a stealth, actually it wouldn't be stealth, a pickpocket and agility.
Would that be considered deception?
It would be considered deception.
It's a good thing I won that extra d6.
And the guard's not really paying attention to you, so it's a simple test. It's not opposed. You just need a success.
Okay, hold on. Pickpocket.
Where do you need to get your stats to get that extra 6 roll? That dot
That
6?
isn't a stat. That's an ability from either your roll. The roll has a roll bonus, or you buy it as an advantage.
Yeah, I have an advantage that allows me to roll
Okay.
a d6 anytime I'm doing something deceptive.
Something specific.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy one of those for Kale.
Well, you're already on your way. You have it for your
Okay.
medium weapon. As you go up and up the scale of that skill focus,
Right.
it takes it up. And the other thing is, I'm tempted to say that skill focus can only be used for one skill. It's the only thing you do. Because in
That
Red Ink,
seems fair.
in Red Ink, I had you do it for all skills because it was a modern game. But I'm thinking for these kind of settings, you might only be able to take it for one skill or for a few skills. And I've not made up my mind completely about that.
Okay.
I may end up coming with the rule you can only take it for as many skills as you have intelligence.
Okay.
That seems fair to me, because that kind of represents what the roll bonus skills are. They already are all that.
I got a partial.
Got a partial?
I got a partial.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So with your partial, the guard turns to you and is like, what? And now you have an opposed roll against the guard. You know what? Get at least a heroic. I just spent a success chip so that she now has to get at least a heroic
Damn
against
it.
the guard.
Did I drop a chip to increase my AV?
You can drop a chip to increase your AV. That increases your AV by 2.
So.
Come on, Lou.
Ooh,
Nicely
nice.
done.
It's still a pickpocket?
It is still pickpocket.
Okay, so that was. So the AV that goes up by 2 columns, right? So
Correct.
Okay, so that's that.
By the way, the letters AV, action what?
Acting value.
Acting value, right.
Dramatic.
Nice.
Nicely done. All right. So you may probably like, what, me? The guard's like, and he's like, he saw something, but now he's not sure what he saw. It could just be you moving, so he turns his attention back to the, and going on game 10. You see why I've done that now. That way the player has the ability, if they fail a roll, to still manipulate the game, but it costs them, right? And if I really want something to happen, then we get into a bidding contest to see how bad we both want it. Had I had the sage decide, no, the guard caught you, she'd be SOL.
I would have.
But I'm like, I don't really know if I want to spend that for that. Because I feel that's a good balance. That way it's not totally all random dice rolls. Right? And it moves a bit more like a story at that point. Okay, so back to what we're doing. You're a bunch of other fighting going on. This is the round that you actually get in here. All right?
Kill the
Imagine
guard.
you came through a window or something, and as we were dressed for stealth, you're dressed like in kind of clothing, because we didn't really have the ability for armor yet. You obviously don't blend. You see Vali and this guard. What do you do?
Is he looking toward me? Or could I get behind him?
He's looking into the room.
Okay.
Would I be able to see Kale at all? Because I mean, I'm probably.
Give me a
slouching
perception
around.
awareness. See if you're aware of him. And your question is what? Can you sneak up on him? Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, good.
Now it's going to be somewhat iffy because I don't have the video up, but you are technically in his peripheral vision.
Okay.
All right. So it is a dark hallway that's going to add to his negative circumstance modifier to spot you. So he's going to have a -2 to spot you from the darkness. Plus he's focused on that. He would be at a -4. And he is on alert because there's stuff going on, so it is going to be an opposed roll. It'll only be a straight, simple roll for you, but he is on alert right now.
And he's focused on him right now.
Yeah, go ahead. You're like.
He fumbles.
Yeah.
Sleeper hold.
You come up behind him. Give me a perception awareness as you're coming up behind him.
Yes.
What'd you get?
Another heroic.
Right as you're about to apply the hold, you hear footsteps and the door behind you starting to open.
Shit.
And you sense there's people there.
Well,
Can I duck back in the shadows?
Sure.
Okay, duck back in the shadows.
Duck back in the shadows. Give me a stealth and agility.
Ooh!
Oh! Oh!
Oh no!
We're fucked.
And sadly, you can't buy off fumbles because you don't have an advantage to do it yet.
We're fucked.
Well, we don't know who's at the door yet.
True enough.
A pair of other Aquilonian guards walk through the door, see you behind their buddy. They already have weapons drawn. They're like, "Stop! Thief!" Initiatives.
Enough talk.
Shit. I wish I had rolled a better perception because I would have told you to go away. Yeah, we completely fucked this one up.
No, just sometimes fate has its
shit.
plans on you.
I got a +2 to my initiative. I forgot.
Okay, so you're at 8. Was that a natural 6 you rolled?
Yep.
Then you roll another d6 and add it too.
No, really, I didn't
Natural
know that.
6s on initiative. You roll another die and roll it
Plus
to the
the two?
initiative score.
Oh,
Plus the 2.
there's a couple of times when I had a
So
higher
you have now that massive initiative score to go on. So this is a skirmish. We're rolling initiatives. Going from lowest to highest, declaring intensities. Okay, so starting standard, 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 2, 3, standard, 4, 5, aggressive. Let me put a chip by him to remember he's aggressive. Aggressive, aggressive. I'm sorry, the other one's aggressive. He's not actually off yet. Where are you going to be on volley for your fighting intensity?
Honestly, I'm gonna try to stay out of the fight.
So you want to go wary or defensive? Defensive, you can't attack.
Probably
Wary, you can still attack if you get some defensive bonuses.
just wary, just in case.
Going wary. Okay, so you're on
Right.
wary. And then Kale, this guy's going to go on standard.
Yeah.
Standard as well? Okay. So now the way we're doing this to make sure we have this right is that lowest initiative moves on the board first to represent the higher initiatives have the ability to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So when they move, if they move into an area that you could stop them, you can seize the initiative, use part of your actions to stop them during their turn, act on them, and vice versa. And if they should move and attack you, like if someone's trying to charge you or tackle you, that's normally resolved during the movement phase. You can then dodge them or try to move out of the way. If you think of a movie about someone trying to close and the bad guy's backing up and holding them at bay, that's what this is supposed to represent. Okay. So the first thing is, this guard tries to attack Coconut, and, well, no one's really observing it, but fight scene through the door, you see her just literally, like, cartwheel out of the way, because she's very agile. She ends up on top of a food box, as he cartwheels over here. He is out, and she is acted out. Since that's not really happening in our fight, I'm just going to go ahead and resolve a lot of things on the other side of the board. This guy has a movement to come to the door to engage this guard, the one that you were getting ready to hit.
Well, I was gonna hit him.
And
I was gonna.
this guy comes around to engage that guard, and that's that. So let me get to the 3. Okay, so this guy, moving on his 3, is going to try to come up to you. And he tries to get him, because you don't appear to be a threat right now. He tries to get Kale. He steps into Kale's zone of control. Now, Kale, he's behind you, but they did shout. So I'm going to let you defend yourself at a -4, since you know he's behind you.
Okay.
You hear him trying to basically tackle you. As I said, this would normally be resolved during the movement phase. Since you have the initiative, you can now spend a dodge to get away from him if you so wish.
I'll dodge.
Okay, give me a dodge roll. Now, which way would you like to move? Because normally you dodge, you have to dodge away from somebody. So you'd have to like go over here, kind of.
Sure.
So you dodge over there. He moves.
18.
So that was a move and attack on his part. So he's only got 1 action left.
Dramatic.
You get out of the way. With his last action, seeing that you're out of the way, rather than try to grab you, since the grab failed, he tries to hit you with the flat of his sword. Okay, so you have an attack coming in, but that doesn't get resolved yet. All right, so he's basically going to stand there and try to attack you. You can't move 5 feet and attack, so he'll move up 1. His buddy comes up here to mob him. And, yeah, that'll be what they'll do. So they'll stay on that. So we put you up here. Volley, you now get to declare movement and actions
Happy.
on your 4. What do you want to do?
Nothing. Be honest.
So you just want to wait?
Yeah. I mean,
So Volley's waiting. He
the fact
spends.
of the matter is I gotta try to stay in kind of a cover. So.
Not a problem.
Because.
Not a problem. So Volley's going to try to maintain his
Yeah.
cover. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I understand. Okay. So aggressive boy is going to charge this guard, and so is this one. I'm sorry. Remember, they're now not aggressive and they're acted out. And they just mob this poor soul. Now, when a mob attack is a single attack, but it has massive bonuses, rather than have to sit there and roll like 9 different strikes as the GM and slow the game down, We're just going to make one roll with a mob bonus. In this case, this poor guy's getting mobbed by 3 guys. All right. As a result, since he's being mobbed, I make one roll with a +2.
I got it. Oh, got it, Ruth?
Got it.
Yeah, it's close to me.
Actually, with a +3 AV because there's 3 of them. Oh. They basically end up harrying him as they all are attacking me. He's like fighting them all off, and he's still somewhat blinded, but nobody gets hurt in that altercation. This now brings us to, since you declared you were waiting, the attack phase. Your movement and attacks come first though, because you have the highest initiative. Do you want to move out of this combat?
Yes.
Where do you want to move to?
Well, I originally came in to help him.
Right.
Yeah.
I noticed that he's being circumspect and disengaging and trying to maintain cover. I catch that, realizing that you're not in danger. Well, I'm going to try to just leave the way I came.
Well, the way you came was from over here. They're between you and your exit.
Well, fuck it. I'm jumping down that way.
Okay. That means he's going to go through several zones of control controlled by NPCs. You're already down.
That way, is this just a long hallway?
Yeah.
Or what's at the end?
Well, as it's a manor house, there's probably exit the other side, windows and the
Oh,
like.
well then I run this way.
Okay.
I'm looking for a point of escape.
You need an epic to get out of that fight.
Really?
That was a legendary check.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
I need athletics and agility to get out of that fight.
Ready? 26.
You better hope.
You ready for the big 26? Watch this, Ruth.
Nope.
Oh. So as you try to back out to leave,
Yeah.
right? The guy who hasn't attacked yet cuts you off. So basically, you are stuck between these 3 guys.
Okay. I noticed they haven't been trying to hurt us. They've been trying to... They want us alive. It's a fucking setup. I'm just gonna... My guy may be brutish and aggressive, but he's not stupid. So
You still have 2 actions left.
Do I?
Well, actually, you have 1 action left because you tried to dodge the first time. So you've got an action left.
At this point, it seems futile.
Slug somebody.
I punch him right in the face.
That's what I'm thinking. Slug somebody.
All right.
All right, so it's a brawl check. Who do you nominate for be your target?
The one who got in my way, who thwarted me.
Okay. So there is a lot going on there. So you're actually fighting, I would say, at a -3.
All right.
The hallway is dark. That makes -5.
Jesus. Okay.
This is where, having high skills matters. So -5 CM for that.
Okay.
And you didn't move enough to have a modifier for movement. So you're fighting -5 brawl plus agility to hit him.
Eh. Is brawl strength?
Brawl is agility.
Oh, I have brawling.
Yes, you should.
Ooh,
Sumerian.
actually.
Sumerian without brawling? That doesn't happen.
I actually got a success.
Okay, you slug him. All right, so a success on a brawl is just straight damage. And what is your strength, AV?
5.
Roll in column 5. You got a...
That would be a success.
Success is 5 health points. This is an extra. That's actually 2 boxes on him.
Damn. So I slugged him pretty good.
Slug him. Very
Actually,
good.
it's a good thing I didn't get a really high roll.
So you slug him, and he
I killed him.
oh! You could tell he felt that even through the armor. He's like, ow! Son of a gun.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Then their attacks go off. He actually had an attack left, so he will try to slug you back. Actually, do I want to spend a chip on that?
With mail?
I will indeed spend a chip on that to add to his AV. All right, so his brawl, the -5 from the darkness, his brawling skill. It's a good thing I did that because now he's actually rolling on column 3 rather than column 0. 9 on 3.
Not bad.
He fails to hit you. Okay. And that's all done there. Noonish? As far as this fight goes, this guard ends up pushing this guy back a little bit.
You took my dice.
I'm sorry, I didn't take your dice. Got a 7?
Oh, so I I get to roll a 6? Is it a 6?
Guys are,
Oh shit!
yeah.
I'm not gonna tell.
Wow.
I'm going to put this whole group over here on 3.
Christ.
Now, one of the things to help speed combat in the system is if I see things are distant or if there's whole units, I've given the sage the discretion to just put a whole group on a certain initiative. This whole melee is happening on initiative 3, and with her initiative bonus, that puts her up to a 3 as well. Okay, so declaring actions. They all go on standard. She goes on aggressive because she'll actually go ahead and go on full attack because she feels she's pretty safe. This guy goes on standard. That guard goes on standard. These 2 guards go on standard because their job at this point is to try to capture everybody. That leaves you 2 at the last declarations. You go on.
Same as before.
All right, so standard. You got
Yeah.
people. You got people with your backs to you, and you're acting first.
Yeah, I know, but what could I possibly do? I mean, would they notice if
How
I
about
cast a
knock you off from
spell?
behind? How about they're in the middle of a fight? They may not notice you casting a spell.
Okay, let me go on standard and...
Standard and cast a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.